Thank you. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Laura Piercy. I'm the Associate Director of the SWAP, and I'm also the UCAS Coordinator for Ackland Burley School. So, if your child is at Ackland Burley, they will have very likely worked with me directly in the last year, and I'm doing a little bit more work now about UCAS across the consortium as well. So this evening, thank you very much for joining us. We are going to talk specifically about clearing this evening, which, well, I'll talk all about it in a second. But this is the system that UCAS use to enable students who don't have a university place to find a university place, and to allow universities who haven't filled all their places to find a student to take that place. So it's a bit of a kind of matching up system. I'm going to go through a series of slides where hopefully I'll explain all the different circumstances around clearing and how it works. If I'm more than happy to take questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, please do type them into the chat. And then at the end, I will answer any questions that you have. And I'll also make sure that you have my email address. So if you've got any questions that are a bit more in depth or really specific to your young person, then we can discuss it by email or over Teams at another time. So let us begin. There we go. So I've got a lovely diagram for you here, which I hope makes sense. So we're going to start at the very, very beginning where everybody, well, nearly everyone has done, or your young people have done already, which is to put in a UCAS application this year during 2024. We're going to look at just the different branches of things that can happen and which one of those can lead to clearing, because it's actually quite a few different circumstances that students can find themselves in clearing. So in a lot of cases, a student will put their application in, they will get at least one offer. They can apply for up to 5 universities or courses, and they will get at least one offer in not all, but in most cases. They then choose a firm and insurance choice, usually, sometimes just one, but usually a firm and insurance choice from those offers that they've got. They get their grades, and then off they go to university. So that's I suppose, the most straightforward pathway from application to university. But as we know, things don't always work out that way. So other things that can happen is they make their application, they get their offer, they make their firm and insurance choice. But when it comes to getting those grades on the 22nd of August, perhaps they don't get the grades that they need for the courses that they've chosen. Or maybe they just completely change their mind. They decide that they don't want to go to that uni, they don't want to do that course anymore, or in some cases, they might actually do better than they expected. Um, and those students are all students who will go towards clearing. Another circumstance is that students can make their application, they can get no offers, and then they can go directly into clearing. And then finally, they can change their mind about their course or their uni during the year or on results day, either. And they can also end up in clearing. So this is a bit of a clumsy diagram. I am going to talk about it, hopefully a little bit clearer than this as we go. So just to reiterate again, here we go. So the UCAS process, the student applies, the university replies. If they get offers, they choose their firm and insurance choice. If they don't get any offers, they're in clearing. Or if they turn all their offers down, they're in clearing. And then on results day, if they meet the requirements, they go to uni. If they don't meet the requirements, they're in clearing. If they change their mind, they're in clearing. So I think people sometimes have this idea that clearing is only used in one circumstance, but actually it's used by thousands of young people every year for lots and lots of different outcomes and different circumstances. And it is really good for all students to have a good idea of what clearing is, because things can be really unpredictable. So what is it then? It is simply the repository of all the university courses in the UK that are not full. That is all clearing is. It's how the universities fill those places. So they identify courses where they haven't filled them to their maximum number of students. That course becomes available in clearing for students to select once they get their results. Nearly every university and nearly every course has some clearing places. There are a few very oversubscribed courses. So medicine, for example, doesn't use clearing because they have way more applicants than they have places available every year. So that's a case where they don't. But nearly everything else does. There can be a bit of a misconception that clearing is only low tariff courses, so courses with low entry grades, or institutions that ask for low entry grades, and that is absolutely not the case. And I really want to impress that on all students and all families. You will find courses with very high entry requirements. You'll find very popular Russell Group universities in clearing. Any course that has more places than it does applicants will be in clearing. Sometimes as well, you'll get courses where a lot of their people they've made offers to don't meet their entry requirements, in which case they will put the course in clearing. Rather than accept students who have lower grades than they want, sometimes they will put those courses into clearing. So you can be quite surprised by the courses that you find there. There are some there are competitive and there are difficult to get into courses in clearing every single year. So who uses clearing? Um, so first of all, students who didn't get any offers. So when they submitted their application, they applied. Sometimes this is students who maybe only applied for one place and they didn't get an offer there. Sometimes it's students who've applied for really, really competitive courses and they didn't get any offers. Students who don't, sorry, there's a typo there, don't meet the entry requirements for their firm or insurance choices when they get the final grade. So, for example, they needed AAB, they got, BBB or whatever, and then the university have said, no, sorry, we can't take you with those grades. Students also have done better than accepted. So they were predicted 3Bs. They've actually pulled 2As and a B. Their firm choice that they've got into is a 3Bs course or 120-point course. They might actually think, no, I'm going to have a look in clearing and see if there's something that's, a higher tariff, something else I can get. Students who have changed their mind, this is really common. I think actually this is probably the biggest group of students that I work with in clearing. So for whatever reason, they have changed their mind. They've applied for geography, they've decided they don't want to do that. They've applied for university in Edinburgh. They've now realised how much it costs to get the train to Edinburgh. They've changed their mind. They thought they were going to stay at home. And study and live at home. They've changed their mind, decided they wanted to live away for whatever reason. They've changed their mind. Equally, students who've changed their mind after results day. So you can apply through clearing all the way up into October. So even if you think you want to go with your course and you go away for a week and you talk to your friends and you're not really sure, even if it gets to the end of August or the beginning of September, as long as your course hasn't started, you can withdraw from that course and find another course in clearing. Obviously, the later it gets, the fewer courses there are, but that is something for you to consider. And again, covered in change their mind, really, students whose circumstances have changed, again, use clearing a lot. We also get as well every year a much smaller group, but students who didn't think they wanted to go to university, haven't put a UCAS application in, and then when they get their grades, change their mind and say, actually, no, I do want to go to university this year. And then they put a UCAS application in for the first time directly into clearing. Courses that are available in clearing. So nearly everything, as I've already said, there is nearly every subject available in clearing and nearly every university available in clearing. You will not find some courses. So as I've already said, you won't find medicine and medicine adjacent courses in clearing. You won't find Oxford or Cambridge in clearing. They have their own pooling systems that are separate. And you won't find really oversubscribed courses at really oversubscribed universities. So I've just pulled one, law at Bristol, for example, there. You're very, very unlikely to find in clearing, but pretty much everything else is going to be there. There will be there'll be other law degrees in clearing. There'll be other courses at Bristol in clearing. Just so you're aware, very popular courses at the minute, very popular courses for the past couple of years are the ones that are currently on the screen. Other than medicine, there will be courses in psychology, social sciences, law, and computer science available in clearing, but they might be a bit more limited in terms of the universities that are offering them because they are so very popular. Some universities, lots of universities will have filled their places. So that is something to be aware of. On to the mechanics then. You've talked about what's in it and who applies for it. How does this thing actually work? So a student might now already be in clearing. If they didn't get any offers or if they declined all their offers, they will, on their UCAS track at the minute, their UCAS hub, it will say eligible for clearing. On the 5th of July, that will change and it will show that you are in clearing. And you can start looking from the 5th of July for courses in clearing. You can't apply till you get your grades, but you can start looking and you can start shortlisting. As I said, if you don't have any offers or you've turned down your offers, you will automatically go into clearing. You don't have to do anything. Um, if you have accepted an offer, so you've accepted a firm offer or firm and insurance offer, but you're one of those people who've now changed their mind, you need to turn that down first. You need to decline it before you can go into clearing. You can't be in clearing and hold an offer at the same time. You can look and see what's available. You just can't uh, be in both at the same time. We do recommend that you don't decline any offers that you're currently holding until you have secured a new offer, and you can't secure a new offer until you get your results now. So there are another few things that we suggest that you'll do that you can do, which I'll go into there. But unless your circumstances have drastically changed, I would advise that you hold on to any offers that you've got at the minute before you turn them down because once you turn them down, it's very, very hard or impossible to get them back again because that course will be available for someone else. As I said there, you can't apply through clearing until results day. If you have got you've accepted your firm and insurance choice and you're intending to go to those universities, but unfortunately you don't get the grades on results day. So as I say, you're expecting an A and two Bs, you don't get them. You're expecting distinction, star distinction, you don't get them. Then you will be automatically again put into clearing on results day. The universities have your results a couple of days before you get them. They have them before we get them. They have them a couple of days before you get them. So it may very well be that on the morning of results day, on that Thursday, you will probably have an email from UCAS Track saying congratulations or sorry, you're in clearing before you get your grades. So that can obviously it can give you an indication of how well you've done, but it doesn't tell you exactly how well you've done. But if you don't want to know until you get your grades, don't check your emails until you've been and collected them. If you're looking at your entry requirements now, so you're looking at your firm and insurance choice and you're thinking about how things have gone for the past few months, and if you think you might miss your grades, actually, this is good practice anyway, then it's a good idea once clearing opens to start doing a little bit of research. So if the worst does happen and you do find that you haven't got into your firm or insurance choice, you've got a short list on results day to go, right, I'm going to call these universities now and try and get a place here. Equally, if you're thinking that your mind is changing, maybe, and you're thinking, actually, I don't really want to do sociology. I think it might be psychology. Then again, once clearing opens, you can start making those short lists of courses that are still available, and then you will have that short list if you do change your mind on results day. We know, though, I mean, I'm talking about this in a very kind of casual way, but we know that it is really upsetting and stressful if you don't get the grades that you want. So we are there to help you. The sixth form team will be around on results day. I keep saying the 22nd, don't I? It's the 15th. The 22nd is GCSE results day. Sorry. Um, if we are around to help you on the 15th, on the right day, we will be there. The most of the heads of year will be there. Miss Schlesinger will be there. Some of the directors will be there. I will be there, and I will also be available at the swap on the Friday after results day, all day. So if anyone needs any support or help with clearing or pathways in general, then I will be around for those for those questions. On the actual day, then. On results day. Sorry. So the first thing to do is check UCAS track and then check your application status. I'm going to talk about application statuses in a sec, but they're the first two things to check. If you are in clearing, you then search for a course you like, or even better, as I've said, you've got a list already. Make a note of your UCAS clearing number, which will be on your UCAS track. They make it quite obvious. When you've got a university and a course that you like, that you found in clearing, give them a ring and check that they will accept you on that course. One thing to bear in mind is that they will often accept slightly lower grades for clearing courses than their standard entry requirements. So, for example, if it says on clearing, if it says that they're looking for two A's and a B, they might very well accept an A and two B's if because they are looking to fill those courses, of course, obviously. So they can go down a little bit. Be sensible though. If it is a course that has very high entry requirements and your results are mixed C's and D's, for example, they're probably not going to drop it that much, but you can try it certainly for a grade or two, especially if you're happy to sort of talk to them on the phone a little bit. You do have to speak to them yourself. We can't do it for you. They won't talk to us about your UCAS application, so it does have to be you. Be prepared to wait on the phone. It gets very, very busy, so you do need to be a bit patient. And I know that's difficult when you're stressed. Um, if you've chosen a course from your UCAS matches, which again I'll talk about in a few slides' time, you can make things a bit easier on yourself there because you can click to express an interest and then wait for them to call you. So that can kind of take the stress off a little bit. You can still call them to make it quicker, but that is a slightly less stressful way of doing things. Once they agree, once that they say on the phone, yep, brilliant, we'd love to have you, you then go back on your UCAS hub, you click that course in clearing, and then you wait for the email to come through, and you are going to that university. You can only have one course in clearing at once, of course, because you are now approaching courses one by one to see who will have you. So that's the overall process. Let's talk a little bit about application statuses then. I'm not going to go through every slide of this, and I've put a link on here to show you where to find this to go through it in detail. But it can be a little bit confusing on results day when you look in track because under your application status, under your firm and insurance choice, it can say several different things. And so it's a good idea to have a look in advance so you know what to expect. So there are a couple of the one you're looking for is this one, isn't it? Congratulations, you've been placed. You'll soon hear from your university or college, or congratulations, you've been placed at your insurance choice. So in both those cases, if you get that, great. You don't really need to do anything for now. You just need to wait and check your details and then wait for the university to get in touch with you. You can sometimes get this one, waiting of confirmation. This is a university who is being a little bit slow. In that case, we recommend that you give them a couple of hours. And if they haven't updated track within a couple of hours, call them. If you have that status, please do speak to one of us because we will be there to help you with that. And the one, obviously, that's most linked to clearing is you will see this here. You have not been placed at your firm or insurance choice. You are now in clearing. We've matched you to similar courses to help you explore some options. So they're the main different application statuses you can see. There are several more. Sometimes where a university's offered you a course that is similar to a course you've applied for, but maybe if you haven't quite hit the entry requirements, they've maybe changed it to a course that's got slightly lower entry requirements. There are several more. This link here will take you to that page on UCAS where you can check through them in advance. But as always, if you're not sure what it means, please do find us. That's exactly what we're there for. So once you are in clearing, UCAS quite helpfully can send you clearing matches. So what they do is they look at they basically choose some courses for you that are available that they think that you're going to like, and that's based on the data that they've got about you. So that is based on the other courses that you applied for. It's based on your on the entry requirements, based on your results. It's based on whether you said you want to live at home or away, like things like that. They use all that data that's just the stuff that's in your application form to match some available courses to you. If you get matches, if you're eligible, you'll see a button called See Matches. Then you can click it and it will give you a big list of different matches. And then you can go through those. If there are any of them that you like, you can click on them to say, yes, I am interested. And then that will allow the university to contact you. If you're happy to, if there are several that you like and that you're happy to go to, what you can do then is actually, if you want, take a step away from the whole thing and go and have a bit of a breather and wait for them to call you. If there's a course there that you're mega, mega keen on, though, it is still better to actually give them a ring because they can disappear as other people ring up. If you go through your matches and you don't like any of them, then you just ignore them and you can use the manual search to find courses yourself. There's no need to use the clearing matches. It's just there to help if you want to use them. So just as an example then of what that would look like, you have a student who gets the results. She doesn't quite get what she needs. She signs into track. She gets the See Matches button. She actually gets 50 matches in this case. That's quite a lot. So that's more often the case with a student who's applied for a degree that's done at lots and lots of universities. So they've got lots to choose from or lots of similar courses to choose from. She clicks interested on 4 of them and then goes off to have some lunch and talk to her friends. They then give her a ring. They ask her some questions about why she'd like to study the course. And when she speaks to them, they offer her a place. She goes back into track, clicks the course on clearing, and off she goes to university. So clearing matches can be really helpful and they can take the pressure off a bit. Thank you. So, what if you are someone who's changed your mind then? And you want to decline that firm place. This is called self-release. Sometimes you'll see that phrase used on UCAS. So if you've done better than you thought, you expected, or you change your mind for whatever reason, for the universities you've been accepted by, then on results day, you can decline that place, release yourself. When that happens, you'll get a confirmation email from UCAS, and you can then choose a course in clearing like anybody else. You can't reverse it. So you can't go back and say, oh no, I want that course back. So if you do it by accident, and that has happened before, it happened to a student I was working with last year, you will need to call the university straight away to say that you've made a mistake so they can add you back in before they give that place to somebody else. But that's what we mean by don't do this unless you're really certain, because it is hard to get it back. And if you do want to do it, please talk to us. We will give you some advice. And like I said at the beginning, earlier in this talk, we do recommend that you get a verbal acceptance from another uni before you decline any places that you are holding. So check clearing, pick another course that you like that you want to go to, give them a call, get that yes on the phone, then release yourself, then accept the place in clearing. So that is most of the process and most of the different circumstances around using um, clearing. A few tips though for results day. As I've said a few times, have that shortlist in advance. Another good thing to do alongside that shortlist is get the contact number for admissions, so you're not like searching for it on the day. So you've got that in front of you. So if you need to call them, it's there. Make a note of your clearing number and UCAS ID. Keep it in like a notes app on your phone, or write it down, take a photo of it. Just again, somewhere that it's easily accessible and accessible offline, just in case you can't get signal or if something happens. That day, results day, is going to be it can be a very, very full on day. And if you do find yourself in clearing on that day, then it will be a day of making phone calls and sorting things out. So please do be patient. Ask us for help. on results day, or if you need a break and you need to just walk away from it a bit, as I've said, I am there the day after as well to give advice, to give support, to do whatever you need. If you can't get through on the phone to the university, then and you've rung and rung and sat on the phone and sat on the phone, send them an email, go and have a break, check back and see if they've got back to you, and then get back on the phone again. And as I've said, UCAS matches if you're a bit flexible. I think just something to remember is, there's loads of people trying to get through. Admissions departments are really, really busy. Don't, and again, it's easy for me to say, but try not to get too upset and stressed. If things are getting really hard, take a bit of a break, walk away, and come back. The things to do now. Check your entry requirements and check exactly what your offer says. Check and see if your offer depends on any GCSE resits, if they need you to submit any other evidence, if they need you, really check really closely exactly what the entry requirements are. Realistically consider them. Very short list otherwise. And just to show you there, this is an example here of what a conditional offer looks like on the UCAS website. So you have the provider name, the course, and the start dates. And then under conditions for acceptance, it will tell you what you need to get. In this case, the student needs to get certain grades in A levels, but it might also say you need 120 points from your BTEC and an A level. It might say you need 96 points plus a 4 in maths. Have a look and make sure that you know what you need. Deferrals. A quick note on deferrals. Deferrals are what it sounds like. So instead of starting university in the year that you've applied for, or in this year in 2024, you're deferring it. You're putting it back for a year, usually to take a gap year. You can't apply for a deferred place in clearing. So in all the places that are available in clearing are for 2024 starts. You can't find a place in clearing for sort of September next year because clearing is for universities to fill the places that they've got available now. If you want to apply for a course to start next September, if you haven't already done that, then you will need to make a new UCAS application to do so. If you have got an offer though, so if on the 15th you've got your offer and it says, congratulations, you're starting in September 24, but actually you've changed your mind and you want to take a gap year, but you still want to go to that place and do that course, then you have to contact the university directly to request a deferral. You can't do that through UCAS. I would recommend that you wait to the afternoon, that you don't try and do that immediately as soon as you get your results, that you wait to the afternoon or maybe even the next day, because the phone lines are going to be really, really busy. You can also try and send them an email. In that case. And it is worth bearing in mind that they can say no. So if you've applied for a 2024 start, but you're asking them to push it back to 25, they can say no if they want to. They don't usually they say yes. But if it's a very, very popular course, for example, they might say no, you either have to start in September, October this year, or you have to withdraw and put a new UCAS application in for the next year. Which brings us on to what if I decide to wait or apply next year? So, as I've said, if you want to keep the course that you've been accepted onto, then ring admissions and request a deferral. If you want to apply for a completely different course at a different university, then you just withdraw, just turn it down on UCAS track and click the button to say that you're not going to the firm choice. You will automatically be put into clearing, but you can just ignore it. Just don't do anything. You can then reapply from the end of September. So you can put a new UCAS application in after the end of September. You do have to pay again. It's £28.50 this year. But the difference this year is if you've had free school meals at any point in the last 6 years, then UCAS is free for you. You have to declare it on the UCAS form, but UCAS is free for you. If you are a student who is going to do that, then please speak to your head of year or UCAS coordinator at your base school, and they will give you more information about how to do it. I would just like to draw attention to this bit of information, though. You can absolutely come back to us at the swap and ask for a reference if you choose to reapply or if you're applying for the first time, sort of during your gap year. But we do have a policy around ex-students asking for support with UCAS. And it's really just about dates and dates that you have to ask us by and who you have to ask for that reference. So if you go to our website, we've got a little policy on there that explains how to do it. Please check the dates really carefully, especially if you're taking a gap year and you're going to be off, sort of jetting off somewhere. Please check the dates that you have to request a reference by, and please check who you need to email to ask for that reference. Last couple of things then, last couple of bits of the presentation. So student finance is first one. What do you do about student finance if you have changed the university that you are going to? Well, if you've already applied for finance, so if you applied back in May or whenever and it's all come through and it's all sorted, but you change your university, either because you're going to your insurance choice or because you've gone through clearing, you need to log into your student finance account and tell them. So you need to change the university and the course in your student finance account. Your UCAS application itself isn't linked to student finance, so you have to tell them. It won't be automatically updated. You should do that. You, it's not. There's no huge rush, but do it as soon as you can. Like do it in the next few days after you've changed you've been accepted at your new uni. You don't need to reapply. You don't need to give them any more evidence if you've already been through all that. They will just adjust your loan if they need to. So, for example, if you were going to Durham, uh, and obviously you wouldn't be commuting to Durham from London, and you're going to live you're at Durham, they'll have fixed your maintenance loan as a student living away from home outside of London. If you then change your mind and you decide to go to City and live at home, they will adjust the amount of loan that you get because you're now living at home and you're in London. So they will automatically change it. You won't usually have to give them any more information or any more evidence. And they do it quite quickly. If you haven't applied for finance, then it is a really good idea if you're intending to go to university this year, you should do so as soon as possible to to make sure that you have the money available for when the course starts. You apply for student finance in the year that you're going to university. So if you've applied for a deferred entry and you're not going till 2025, you don't apply till next year. It's only if you're going in 2024 that you apply now. Again, if you need a hand with student finance, that is something that I can help you with in most cases, but it should be very straightforward to just change your details. Oh, that's the other one as well. If you defer, so if you call up the uni and say, no, I do want to start next year, and they agree, that will change on UCAS. But again, you have to let student finance know because otherwise they'll be trying to pay your fees for this year, but you're not starting, and that will you don't want to have to sort that out. So just let them know that you're deferring. And finally, accommodation. I think this is something that people can get quite stressed about when it comes to clearing or insurance choices because there is understandably some concern about student accommodation. Uh, Try not to be too worried because nearly every university keeps accommodation back for clearing students. So they reserve a certain amount of accommodation for clearing or students who are now on their insurance choice, because obviously you don't uh, book your accommodation for your insurance choice. If you do it in advance, you tend to do it for your firm choice for obvious reasons. Um, if you might have less choice than students who've applied earlier in the year. So a student who applied in last month might have had a choice of, three, four, five different types of accommodation. You might not, but there should still be accommodation available, or the university will be able to help you to find some. You shouldn't end up with nowhere to live. Once you've confirmed your place, the university should email you about accommodation. They should automatically send you an email. But some universities have a clearing accommodation page on their site, so you can actually go and sort that out straight away. If they don't worry. Just keep checking your emails, keep checking your inbox. If you've already booked accommodation through your first choice uni, but then you don't get in on the day, so you don't meet the entry requirements, then they will cancel it automatically. And they will usually, in all cases I've ever heard of, they will refund any deposit that you have paid. That can take up to 14 days, though. And again, do just check your emails because they should let you know that they have started that refund process. So that's students who you have already reserved accommodation at your firm choice. You've paid a couple £100 deposit, but then you're not going there, you're going somewhere else. As I say, they should sort out the cancelling and refunding, but do just keep an eye on it just in case. Where to go then to get help? So, from us, and here are a few useful links. I don't want it to do that. A few useful links for just different pages that got lots of information on about clearing. And again, your university websites, most of them have a clearing frequently asked questions on there. But as I say, we are available as well. Please do get in touch with us if you want to. And there is my email address at the end. If you would like these slides, then please do drop me an email in the morning and I will send a copy of these slides over to you. Fab. I'm just going to leave my email address up there for a second. I'm going to have a quick drink and then I will be back and I will answer the questions in the chat. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Hi, everyone. So I'm just going to pop through the questions now and answer anything that's coming to the chat. If you've got any more questions, please do put them in. So first one, how do we look at the clearing list on the 5th of July? You can go to ucas.com/clearing and anyone who has applied through UCAS should get an email to say that clearing is open on the 5th of July. You can also just Google for UCAS Clearing and you'll find it. At the top of Google, you'll probably get lots of sponsored results from universities who want you to go and look at their courses, but you can find UCAS in there. Oh, I do apologize. Sorry, this one. Is it the 22nd or 15th of August? It is the 15th of August. I do apologize. I've been doing lots of work this afternoon on the swap enrollment, which is on the 22nd of August, which is GCSE results day. So I've got the 22nd stuck in my head. It is not. It is the 15th of August, and I am very sorry about that. How long is the clearing list available for? It's available for ages, so it's available from July. From July, only students who have their final grades can you can only use clearing if you've got your final grades. So for our students, for our current year 13 students, they can't use clearing until the 15th of August, but it stays open until I think it's the 21st of October. So it does stay open for quite a long time. But as I say, time does tick down. So if you are, there will be loads of courses available on the 15th, and that will get less and less as you go, as the weeks go on. What happens if you have contact of five choices from the clearing matches and none of them offer you a place? Is it all over? Absolutely not. No, because you can then just keep going back into the main clearing hub, like the main clearing search, and find as many courses as you want. You can only apply for one course at a time. So you call up each course one by one, ask them if they'll accept you, until you get one that says yes. So you could technically do that, time and time and time again. There's no limit to how many universities you can contact through clearing to request a place. You could do it as for as long as you want. We're away on results day. What should we do? So you need to contact the exams officer at your child's base school to first of all ask for their results to be sent to you in a different format, or your child can nominate somebody as a proxy to collect their results. That person will need to be named and they will need to have photo ID. As long as you're somewhere where you can access the internet, then you can go through. If you need to go through the clearing, you can access UCAS Track. So if you need to go through the clearing process, of course you can. You can email us for support. As I say, we are available in school, but that will of course depend a little bit on where you are in the world. If you're somewhere that has where the time difference is quite great, then obviously your access to us might be a little bit limited. We do tend to be very, very busy on the morning of results day, so we're not available on email or the phone. But after that, you should be able to get in touch with me or get in touch with your child's head of year for help if they need it. But if they don't need it, then they absolutely don't need to get in touch with us. They can just sort of use UCAS Track, and hopefully everything will be straightforward and easy. If your original UCAS application is deferred, can you go through clearing to go to university for 2024? Yes, you can. Yep, you can look in clearing to see if there's something available that you want to start this year, and then you can withdraw from your 2025 course just as you would a 2024 one. Or you could, if you still want to go to that course, you could try ringing them up and saying, "Can I come this year instead of next year?" And they might, again, depending on how busy they are, they might say yes. Is it true that a nominated contact can speak to the university? Yes, through your UCAS application form, students have been able to say that they nominate someone to speak on their behalf to UCAS. Is it preferable for the student to speak to the university? Yes. If the student can speak to the university, if they don't have any sort of challenges or difficulties that will prevent them from doing so, then it is much, much better for the student to speak to the university than their nominated contact. What the student can do as well is if they are with you on the day, so you or me, for example, we can call up the uni. That student can then say to the person on the other end of the phone, "I'm giving permission for my parent or for my teacher to speak on my behalf." Sometimes that does happen, but if at all possible, it is better for the student to articulate themselves if they are able to. But of course, we do understand that can be really difficult, and we are there to sit with them and to help them if they need that help. My email I've hopefully given to everyone there. I'm just going to put it in the chat actually, just in case anyone didn't get it. So I can only access UCAS for students who are based at Ackland Burley. I can't see UCAS applications for students who are based at any of the other four schools because I'm not the UCAS coordinator there. In most cases, the UCAS coordinator is the head of year. So at WES, it will be Mr. Mangum for year 13. At LSU, it will be Miss French. And at Parley, it will be Mr. Jones. So they are the people that you need to contact. Most of their emails are on the website. They're certainly on the that policy that I linked to. All those emails are in there for student because they're there for students to contact in the case they need a reference. But if you can't find somebody's email, then do just you can always email me and I can send their email over if you're struggling to get in touch with anybody. And I'm just having a little look back to make sure that I haven't missed anybody. I don't think I have. Lovely. And that is everything for this evening. Thank you very much. Again, I do apologize for the error with the dates. Just to confirm again, it is the 15th results day. And if you have any other queries, questions about not only clearing, but about pathways, about the UCAS process in general, then please do get in touch. Otherwise, I hope to see your young people in August when we will be doing some celebrating. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Bye bye.